Welcome, my beautiful souls, to Essence of the Moon. Today we're venturing beyond the veil, Tabula Mortem, a modern spirit board created for respectful and intentional communication with the beyond. This sacred tool was sent to me by US Games for my honest review, and it truly bridges the world of mysticism and mediumship. With its gothic artistry and reverent energy, it invites us to honor the dead, listen to the whispers of spirit, and approach the unseen with both courage and grace. Let's step into this circle and explore. Okay guys, as you can see, I'm definitely in a different location right now. I am in Gettysburg, so let me just go ahead and show you guys where I'm at. I'm actually on a battlefield right now. Beyond that is where there was a pretty intense battle with Semi's brigade as well as Kershaw's brigade. And they were the Confederate, or the rebels, that were fighting here during the Civil War. So we can see some of it back here. So this is where I'll be doing my spirit session. So here's the box. It's a pretty good sized box. It's not overly large, which makes it very easy to carry. And the back of the board says, "Spirit boards have captured our collective imagination since their earliest invention, and through their many iterations, Tabula Mortem follows in this magical tradition, yet offers a new approach for establishing contact with the spirit world. The attractively designed board taps into elemental energy and communicates through a system of ancient symbolic cave runes. This unique planchette also be used as a pendulum for connecting with the messages of the subconscious." So this includes a 16 by 16 spirit board, planchette pendulum, 12-inch chain, and guidebook. The 84-page Tabula Mortem and guidebook explore the history and the mystique of talking boards and provides instructions for working with this fascinating device. So this is the box that it comes in, and this just kind of gives you an idea of what the board looks like. I like this very much. So I'm going to be sitting down here and kind of going over this board with you guys. It's a really nice box with thumbnail cutouts on the side. That's the inside of the image. As you can see, it looks like barren cemetery. And the first thing that comes out is the board. It's folds in 4 different squares. That's the board. There's nothing on the back of the board. But as you can see, it's very similar to the spirit board, the Ouija board. It has a lot of the similar aspects. And inside, this is what's on the inside. And here is your planchette, which also comes with a ball chain. And this is a very hefty size, hefty weight planchette. And it can also be used as a pendulum, which is why there is that ball chain attached to it. You can unattach it if you don't want that rolling around. I had already attached it previously while I was looking at the board when it was first sent out to me for review. I have not used it yet. I wanted to use it with you guys here in Gettysburg. But yeah, that is a very nice planchette, and I love that it can be used as a pendulum, or it can also be used as just a normal planchette. In here we have a 82-page guidebook, and the guidebook reads, so it gives you an introduction, a short history of talking boards, understanding the spirit world, spirit board superstitions, using the Tabula Mortem, cave runes, blessing your board, making an offering balancing the elements, a grounding meditation, and spirit teaches. So it does talk about the introduction of a talking board, what the letters mean, the pointers, how it was sold as a children's game, but was seen by many as a doorway to demonic forces and a tool of necromancy. So that is your just kind of a short history on where the talking board, like how that happened. Around 1809, many Haitian immigrants began to flood the city of New Orleans, bringing with them voodoo rituals that were soon to spread by word of mouth. Though it cannot be proven that voodoo had a direct effect upon the spiritualist movement to come, it does show the mindset of people at the time and their desire for genuine spiritual experience. So it talks about different seances and communications that were happening, understanding the spirit world. So clearly when we move the planchette, it is our own hand and not something outside, but the movement on our hand is caused by electrical impulses in the brain, and so this is where we have to look. Our brains are designed to send and receive information. The human mind is made up of consciousness and subconscious level. So even though you're the one that's moving the planchette, your brain is being connected and communicated with the electrical impulses that it's kind of showing you, telling your hands where to go. So that's information on that on here. It talks about the different elements, fire, earth, and so forth. Spirit board superstitions. Never use a spirit board alone. This is by far the most common belief about the board, and there is a good reason to follow it. However, there is just as much reason to break it, and here's why. Spirit can communicate with you more easily when you are alone, because having other people around tends to keep our mind in the physical world. This is both a blessing and a curse. When using a board alone, it will make it easier to contact a spirit. But if you don't watch out, a spirit can more easily attach to you. Spirit boards invite evil into your house. This is clearly born out of fear, and it's a prominent belief even among occultists. If the planchette moves to the four corners of the board, it means you have contacted an evil spirit. The idea of the four corners, four winds, and four elements, it's quite ancient. I believe if a spirit does this, then they have reached an elemental, which was discussed previously. If you look through the holo planchette, you can see the spirit you're talking to. Someone says, I have never honestly seen that before, so it's just, again, out of fear. You can only ask one question a week from a spirit board. Again, this has never been found to be true. Never let the spirit board down through the numbers or go through the whole alphabet. First, we must remember that the spirit is not inside the board. It is talking to us using, again, the board. I would say this is a sign that you have a shell that is trying to attach to you, because it is a pointless act that seems magical. Never leave the planchette on the board. It seems to me that this is a matter of manners. Each time you place the planchette on the board, it is calling the spirit. Always say goodbye when you finish. This is just to let the spirit and yourself know that the session is over. All rituals need a closing, or you could feel like you are in and out of the world at the same time. This is like closing the gates. I believe it is very important. So using the Tabula Mortem. It's talking about maybe using jasmine incense. I'm not going to be lighting anything on fire out here on the battlefield. I think it's probably not allowed to do. Usually a good idea to wrap your board in a black cloth when not in use. Black is very powerful, so I will be doing that. I will probably use this pendulum style, only because I like using pendulum, so I'm happy that it's giving me that option to use a pendulum and not just use a planchette. So it goes through different cave runes, what antler means, what shelter means, breast, leaf, feather, crook, lightning, forest, serpent, negative hand, positive hand, a rod, a spiral, eye opened, a crutch, circle, eye closed, a hook, small stars, large stars, fire, scratch, blessing your board, making an offering, like a food or drink, which I do have. And I'm going to be putting out some tobacco and some whiskey for the spirits. Balancing the elements. Grounding meditation, which I'm sitting outside, so it's pretty much grounded, and I'm sitting on the ground here, which is also very grounding, and I've been in this pretty much all day. So spirit teachers, and here it talks about, it does talk about Papa Legba, so that is him in the picture. Okay. Okay, so there's a incantation here that's on the board. So I'm going to go ahead and say what's on that board. It says, spirits dark and spirits light, keep this board within your sight, forever be a guide to me, as I will it, so mote it be. So I'm going to go ahead and place the pendulum and the planchette in the middle of the board. And I'm going to knock on the board. So 3 times. I do the same thing when I'm knocking on my tarot deck. It's kind of like awakening the deck. So I'm awakening the board. And here's a small list of questions I can ask. So the first question is, and I'm going to use it as a planchette. But if I were to use it as a board, I would simply say, is anything here that will speak to me? Is anything here that will speak to me? Okay, I'm showing it's at number 8. So there is an 8 significant for me, and I will explain that to you in just a little bit. But I'm going to use this now as a pendulum. Is there anything here? And also 8 is saying yes. Were you a human? Were you a human? Yes. Do you remember your life? Yes. Do you know any of us? And this is just spinning around crazily. As I said, do you know any of us? Can you give me a yes or no answer? And now it completely stopped. And it is swinging yes. Wow. Did I know you in a past life? It's spinning in circles. Can I get a yes or no answer if I knew you in a past life? And yes. Are you number 809 from the Gettysburg National Cemetery? Yes. That is a very hard swing to a yes. Was I you in a past life? And that is a very hard yes. Can you tell me what state were you with during the Civil War? What state? So it's swinging for an M or an A. So now I need to confirm if it's for a letter M, and that would probably be Mississippi, Michigan. I have to go through those states, or an A like Alabama, and then go through the different states. Can you give me the second letter to your state, please? Can you give me the second letter to your state? Yes? No? No. Did you not know how to read and write? Is that why you can't give me your state? Did you not know how to read and write? Okay, can you tell me, when did you live? Do you know what year you lived? Is that a 1? Okay, can you give me the second number of when you lived? Do you not know what year it was? Yes. Did you die here in Gettysburg? Yes. Are you considered an unknown soldier, so you don't have a name? That's why you don't remember your name, because you're in an unmarked cemetery. Yes. Okay, well, thank you for... Did you have anything else you want to say to me? Are you saying goodbye? Yeah. There's no more to say to me. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for spending this time with me. We're going to go ahead and end the session here and say goodbye. I am going to say I did bring you an offering. I'm also bringing an offering here to Papa Legua for the spirit board. And I brought you some tobacco. And the tobacco says Bugler Original. I'm not promoting any of these products. I'm not promoting the use of alcohol or tobacco. These are only being used for offerings. That is the only thing. That smells really good. Smells like a nice set of herbs here. Okay. And I'm just giving my thanks to the Spirit and for the creator of the board and the ability to communicate with the Spirit. So again, this is just an offering. I'm not encouraging anyone to be partaking in alcohol or tobacco. Thank you, my beautiful souls, for joining me in Gettysburg for the exploration of Tabula Mortem from U.S. Game System. If this board calls to your practice or inspires you to connect more deeply with your ancestors and guides, tell me below how you would use it in your own ritual. And as always, may your path be guided by intuition, protected by spirit, and illuminated by the moon. Until next time, I'm Essence of the Moon, reminding you that magic and mystery are always closer than you think.